Hey friends, so as you may know if you're not living under a rock, after years of working on it and filing the paperwork and going through an incredible amount of legalese and filing requirements, the Winklevoss twins today received a rejection from the SEC, which is the regulatory body that controls securities for the United States government, the regulatory agency that monitors our markets and our financial systems. And they rejected it. They rejected the Bitcoin ETF. Now, there are far stranger ETFs which have been put together and then approved and then listed on the stock exchange. Far stranger things than what the Winklevoss twins were working on. And this is really a sign that the establishment is saying to us millennials, fuck you, your money's not welcome here. It's a sign that the establishment is also saying to all of the very smart people in Silicon Valley and throughout the world, keep in mind the majority of Bitcoin mining still occurs in China, not in the West. So this was a big fuck you to all of those smart people today, saying we don't want your money here. We don't want Bitcoin to be a part of our system. And guess what? I don't want to be a part of their rigged shit. Everything is rigged and surveilled. Your laptop camera is being spied on by the CIA, as WikiLeaks Vault 7 revealed. Even your TV, even when it's turned off, can enter into a fake off mode, according to the CIA WikiLeaks dump. Again, Vault 7, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back a few videos ago. I did a 9 or 10 minute summary of the most disturbing claims in there so far. And keep in mind, WikiLeaks does not lie. They do not publish hoaxes. They are not in the comedy business. These are real leaks. And Edward Snowden has said that he has looked through some of the stuff and he finds it to be authentic. So not only can your TV spy on you while it's turned off, it can record all of your conversations you're having with your wife or husband or lover or with your kids, very private conversations you're having with your business partner. Your turned off TV can be hacked and can send that right back to a CIA-owned and operated server. This is not crazy talk. This is the new WikiLeaks release. And in those documents from the CIA, there is no evidence, there is no wording to suggest that they have safeguards in place to prevent this kind of hacking and monitoring of people in the US. It seems like they use it on whoever they want to use it on. And that is not freedom. And the Winklevoss twins, although I think they're a little goofy and they have way too much money, to put them through this arduous process of years of filings and expensive legal costs, having to get some of the best lawyers in the world, and then to just reject their ETF is, again, a big fat fuck you to millennials who are interested in cryptocurrency. It's a big fat fuck you to everybody who's been working on Bitcoin in Silicon Valley and around the world. Again, as I said, the majority of Bitcoin mining actually happens in China. So a lot of us are pissed off. And I looked at my checking account, the balance in US dollars, an unbacked paper currency issued by some unelected bitch in New York, Janet Yellen, who has artificially kept the interest rates low for the past 8 years to make globalist Muppet Obama look good, and now is raising the rates. I don't believe in her system. I think she's a rigged bitch. So I looked at the number of US dollars in my checking account, and that's the exact amount of Bitcoin that I bought over on Coinbase. I didn't even care about the market price. It was still above $1,000 a coin when I bought just a few minutes ago. Because what's the difference between this, a $20 bill, and let's see if I have something impressive, and this, a $100 bill? What is the difference? They're both rectangles of paper. They're issued by an unelected old hag in New York City who doesn't work when she issues these. They're the same size. They take the same amount of effort to print. They're printed by a company that also has contracts with stationery and greeting card companies. This is like a greeting card. It's just paper. So no labor goes into it at the beginning. There's no expenditure of energy. Whereas gold and silver, it has to be dug out of the ground. It has to be mined. And that takes time and it takes energy. And once you mine it, once you have it in your sweaty little palms, it's rare. We know roughly how much gold exists on our planet, and we have an idea also of how much silver might exist. And based on that, we know that it's a rare thing. It's a real piece of money. The same with Bitcoin. We know exactly how many Bitcoin have been mined so far, and there's a cap. There will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin in existence. The guy who created it some 8 years ago, or the team of people who created it, was arguably a genius. And no, based on my own research, Bitcoin is not the New World Order currency. It is not the mark of the beast. And it is not something backed by globalists. They actually fear Bitcoin because they can't control it. And that's probably part of the reason why the SEC rejected that Bitcoin ETF earlier today. ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. So they don't want Bitcoin to do they don't want Bitcoin to have anything to do with their stock markets and their system. And I think a lot of millennials want nothing to do with their rigged system. You know, when our parents' generation collectively starts to sell their stocks to finance their retirements, my generation is not going to buy in. We're not going to buy those stocks that have been sold by the older folks because we see how fucking rigged everything is. You're spying on our webcams. You're spying through our television sets. You take years to determine that you're not going to approve the Bitcoin ETF. Really? Years? You couldn't have just given the Winklevoss twins a no, we're not going to go in this direction? Fuck you guys. And I don't even have that much money in Bitcoin, so it's not like a massive loss to me. Like I said, I drained my checking account today because I truly believe in the technology of Bitcoin more than I believe in these sheets of fucking paper issued by unelected elites who have abused our trust in every single way. What am I talking about? Well, Joe Biden, our former vice president, he spent 8 years in the White House. He was the person who would be in charge of the world if something were to happen to Barack Obama's health. And Joe Biden is an alleged pedophile. You can go on the search box above me on YouTube and type in creepy Joe Biden, and you will see hundreds of videos which have been uploaded. Many of them are public TV appearances, public TV spots, where he knows he's on camera and he's doing highly inappropriate things with very young boys and girls. Now, if that's what this creep is willing to do on camera, what is he willing to do behind closed doors? Deeply disturbing that fucking weirdo also helped author the Patriot Act so that they can spy on all of us without a warrant, know all of our most intimate activities and ideas. And yet, why is there no scrutiny of Joe Biden? Why is there no scrutiny of John Podesta or his brother Tony Podesta? This is one of the pieces of art that Tony Podesta has in his own house, hanging on his wall. Little children with their eyes blackened, they appear to be deceased, and it appears that plants and trees are growing up around their dead bodies. These are the people who are in charge of our government and our economy and our rigged financial system. You know what? I'm going to continue to buy Bitcoin every time I get a check. Every time I get paid, I'm going to put a decent portion into Bitcoin. I also believe in gold and silver. They're like a version of Bitcoin that would work if the internet were to die one day. But I have a lot of faith in the internet because not only is it obviously how we all communicate and do business with each other nowadays, the elite also use it against us. They like to spy on us, and we like to push back. And so, mathematically speaking, the internet is not going anywhere. It's anti-fragile. It would be very difficult to take down the entire internet or to do it for any sizable length of time. But no, I do agree with people. Bitcoin is riskier than gold or silver in the sense that it does require a functioning internet in order to operate. But I like all three because all three are a big, fat, non-violent fuck you to the losers who issue this currency and to the losers who kidnap kids and to the losers who think it's somehow okay to spy on us through our webcams and through our TVs. I was watching TV yesterday, not to go totally on a rant, but I guess it's too late. I was watching TV yesterday, and on Fox and MSNBC and CNN, they were saying things like, the WikiLeaks, the new CIA WikiLeaks, are a massive breach and a risk to our national security. Well, if you need to spy on my conversations at night from my turned-off TV, if that's what it requires to maintain security, something is very wrong there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you also want to push back by buying some Bitcoin, I'll put a link in the description below so you can learn more about it and where to buy it. And just for knowing me, you'll get a $10 bonus. I don't care if anybody says I'm a shill. I promote things that I use myself and personally enjoy, and the haters, like the establishment, can go fuck themselves. they're probably one and the same. I think a lot of the trolling and character attacks is paid because I was given the heads up before that it was going to begin. But regardless of who or what is doing it or why, I'm going to promote things I believe in. I'm not going to stay quiet when I do see a solution to these problems, and that's people getting into Bitcoin. That's people getting into gold and silver. Not because they'll make you rich, not because this is financial advice. It is not financial advice, but because this is the most sensible and nonviolent and peaceful way to break these elites' spines while sitting on our own couches. From the comfort of our homes, we can buy Bitcoin and gold and silver and put the creeps that issue these and the euro out of business. We can put these fucking losers out of business, which is what I want to do. No more tolerance for Illuminati cunts. No more tolerance for rigged financial systems. It's time for a new world. Thank you guys for watching.
Fulcrum, be sure to bookmark fulcrum.news.